Alright, let's cut through the noise and get straight to the heart of the matter. We're going to break down a complex situation into something digestible. What does Russia want in Ukraine? What are the underlying motivations driving their actions? First, a bit of history is essential to understanding the present situation. Because you can't understand today's drama, the complexities of the current conflict, without looking back and examining the deep roots of this relationship. Ukraine and Russia go way, way back, sharing centuries of intertwined history. For centuries, Ukraine was controlled, its fate dictated by Russia or the Soviet Union, shaping its identity and trajectory. When the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, a seismic shift in global politics, Ukraine broke free, declaring its independence and embarking on a new path. But for Russia, that loss wasn't just about territory. It was a blow to their historical narrative. It was about power, pride, and security, a significant dent in their sphere of influence. Fast forward to now, to the present day. Why does Russia care so much? Why is it so invested about what happens in Ukraine? What's at stake for them? Well, it's all about influence and security, maintaining control and preventing perceived threats. Think of Ukraine as a giant buffer zone, a crucial strategic area between Russia and the West, a geographical and political dividing line, especially NATO, the ever-expanding Western alliance. The military alliance led by the US, which Russia views with suspicion and distrust. Russia sees NATO creeping closer as a threat, an encroachment on its borders and influence. So, if Ukraine joins NATO, becoming a member of the alliance, Russia feels like it's got enemy troops, military infrastructure right on its doorstep, a direct challenge to its security interests. But there's more to this complex situation. Ukraine isn't just any neighbor, it's a strategically vital one. It's Europe's second largest country, a nation of significant size and importance, rich in farmland, a major agricultural producer, resources, abundant in natural wealth, and yes, pipelines, a critical component of the energy infrastructure that carry Russian gas to Europe, a key source of revenue for Russia. Control over Ukraine means leverage, a significant strategic advantage, both economically and politically, allowing Russia to exert influence over the region. And let's talk about identity, the shared cultural heritage. Many Russians, including top leaders, those in positions of power, see Ukraine as a key part, an integral element of their historical and cultural space, a shared civilization. Losing Ukraine, in their eyes, from the Russian perspective, was like losing a part of themselves, a deep cultural and historical wound. So when Ukraine started looking west, orienting itself towards Europe, towards the EU and NATO, seeking closer ties with the West, Russia saw red, viewing it as a betrayal and a direct threat. In 2014, a pivotal year in the conflict, when Ukrainians ousted a pro-Russian president during the Maidan Revolution, Russia took over Crimea, annexing the peninsula, and backed separatists in eastern Ukraine, fueling the conflict in the Donbas region. Why? What was the reasoning behind these actions? To keep Ukraine from drifting further west, preventing its integration with Western institutions, and to send a message, a clear warning signal to Ukraine and the West: don't mess with our sphere of influence. This is our territory. So, what's Russia's endgame? What are their ultimate objectives in Ukraine? It's not just about land. It goes far beyond territorial gains. It's about stopping NATO's expansion, preventing the alliance from getting closer to its borders, keeping a friendly or at least neutral Ukraine, ensuring it doesn't become a hostile neighbor, and showing the world, demonstrating to the international community, Russia is still a major player, a force to be reckoned with on the global stage. Bottom line, to summarize the key points, Russia's moves in Ukraine are about, at their core, power, prestige, and security, safeguarding its interests and projecting its influence. For Russia, Ukraine is a line in the sand, a critical boundary, one they're willing to fight for, a cause they are deeply committed to. Understanding these motives, grasping the underlying reasons, doesn't mean agreeing with them. It's about understanding, not necessarily condoning. But it does help explain, it provides context and clarifies why this conflict is so stubborn, so difficult to resolve, and why the world is watching so closely, with bated breath and intense scrutiny. That's the real story, the factual explanation behind Russia's ambitions in Ukraine, the driving forces behind the conflict. Thanks for watching. We hope this explainer was helpful.